On this episode, we're going to take a look at a cutie.
Talking about me, Dad?
She is cute. This is my daughter Sam. No, I'll say it a bit slower. A QT. That is a quick tip. So, with no further ado, I'm Dave TTC. This is Dave's Cave, Australia. Let's get to it. Well, welcome to this episode. Today, we're going to talk about the golden tip when it comes to not just laser engraving, but anything. This is probably the number one tip of all tips. G'day, I'm Dave TTC, and this is Dave's Cave, Australia. And as I like to say, please remember to like, subscribe, and watch to the end. We have some valuable tips here. Well, it's one tip with a few suggestions that I'll share. The tip is simple. Never stop learning. Look to others. If you come across someone on YouTube who says, I've got it all, move on, because they haven't. I'm going to share with you some of the YouTubers that I've learned from, some of the ones that have been invaluable to me to help me, in particular, develop my laser engraving. And whoever you are, whoever I am, we can always learn. I've been in the building industry since I left high school. That's over 30 years. I don't want to reveal my age. Yeah, about 35 years since I started my apprenticeship, I think. And if I was to bring on an apprentice today, I would know that if I had a young lad working for me, even if he was taller or shorter than me, that I could learn from him because he's going to trade school and he's learning the latest techniques, the latest to do with tools, fixtures, and materials that are always developing, not to mention software and technology. So whoever we are, we can always learn. And if you're brand new to laser engraving, don't think that you're going to be able to watch just one or two episodes of something and suddenly you're going to be able to use your machine. It might be that you can watch one or two episodes or one or two tutorials, and yes, you'll be able to start your machine and you'll be able to do something. But if you want to develop your art, if you want to develop your skill, then you need to keep on taking in knowledge. And that's something I truly believe. So let's pop over to the computer and I'm going to share, I don't know, at the top. Here's one up here, James Dean. He was my first, I think, from what I recall, that I turned to when I started looking at laser engraving. And he will take you through Gerbil, GRBL, the free software you can get. From there, he also talks about Lightburn. And it was in a very short time I realized for me, I needed to move on. I needed paid software, and that was Lightburn. Let's jump over and have a look. As we mentioned, first up here, we got James Dean's design, and thoroughly recommend going through some of his videos, what he's got to go through. I started off with a really cheap budget end laser engraver, a 3018 Pro, I think it is, or 36, I think it was 3018. One of the cheapest ones you can get on eBay. Now, after that, in a short time, I realized I needed, at least wanted, to use Lightburn. And so then I popped across, and Lightburn software has its own YouTube channel. And so from there, I was able to look at all of their tutorials. And realistically, I probably have looked at almost every one of them. I also looked at some other people who talked about Lightburn as well. My next big hit was the Louisiana Hobby Guy. Now he's got heaps of educational stuff, and you can go through his channel, or you can see by all the reds there, they're ones that I've watched. There's some of them I have watched that aren't showing up as watched. I've probably watched pretty much everything that Rick has made. At least I'd say very comfortably I've watched 90–95%, if not all. From there, I came across Laser Everything, and that's a great channel. Lots of information there. They mostly deal with fibre lasers, I think, but some really good information. In more recent times, Rick, along with a couple of others, have made this channel the Laser Makers Realm, where there's 3 of them that regularly get together and share various things, files, techniques, ideas. And it was around this time that I was introduced to the lasermatic. Another one is Paw Paw's Workshop. Now he deals with quite a number of things, and amongst other things, he's got some laser engraving in there, CNC, and I think just general woodwork. So an interesting channel. Another one moving along is the Clack Shack. I haven't watched a huge amount of his stuff. He touches on the lasermatic, I believe, amongst other things, and some good information. And then one of my longest ones is Kenbo. I know him as Kenbo because I knew him back in the days when woodworking forums were really popular, and I was on a number of woodworking forums around the world. And so we had a rapport, and I follow his channel, have done for some time. Excellent work with scroll saw, and I see recently he's dabbling into laser engraving because he's got this Lightburn tutorial. So A Cut Above Woodworking is his channel. And so these are just some of the ones that I would recommend. What I'm going to do, you see here, this is part of what goes into my description. I'm going to post a link for each of these ones, but by no means would I say they're the only ones. There are so many. I have forgotten one. There is one guy, an Aussie guy. I'm going to look him up. I'm going to look him up. Just bear with me. I'll be right back. Okay, here we have one here, Darren Smith, or Mr. Craft Smith, and he has a number here that touch on Lightburn and different ideas when it comes to laser engraving. He has some really good tutorials, and I learnt from him. He's a fellow Aussie. I think from memory he's up in Queensland, so just a short 20-hour drive from here if I don't stop for breaks. So these are just some of a huge list of great talent out there. What else can I say? People that you can learn from, people that I learn from. So please check them out. I hope that you're learning from me. I hope that I am of some help to you. Once again, as always, I invite you to like, subscribe, and share. Bye for now. See you on the next one.